Hello folks, so today I thought I would inject a little spark into your life. Yes, we're going to talk about your spark plug, which spark plug you should use and the gap that you need to set to ensure the smooth running of your scooter. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first task of the day is to get the side panel off of this so we can see where the spark plug is and then get that out of the scooter. Righto, so let's get the side panel off. Okay, with the side panel off, what we want to do next is get down into here. So I hope you can see that. That is your spark plug cap. Give it a good tug and it should pop off. There you go. That's off. Right, now under there you can see that's your spark plug. So we need to go find a spark plug spanner and get that out. Okay, so here's your spark plug spanner. Use the big end, not the little end. Pop the big end over your spark plug, gently loosen it. Try not to thread it, of course, in the cylinder head, but it should free up and you'll be able to take the spark plug out and check the condition of it. Right, so get the spark plug spanner in there. Sorry if it's a bit tight for you to see. And then you should just, with a few turns, be able to loosen it off to finger tightness. And then get your fingers in there, give it a few twists, and hopefully it will come out. And there she blows. So there's your spark plug. Now what I like to do is just pop the spark plug cap over the hole and just give it a little push, and all that's doing is sealing it up to stop anything accidentally falling into the hole while you're looking at the spark plug. Okay, so here's my plug. Not sure if you can see there, but mine is a B8ES, and that's a long reach plug, NGK. Okay, so I've just come indoors to have a good look at this. It's a bit sunny outside, so I don't know if you can see there, but that's a B8ES spark plug. That's what I run in my scooter. Now you can get a B8 6ES, 7ES, 8ES or 9. All of those can run on an RT195, which is how I'm setting my scooter, or my spark plug up for my scooter. The recommended for kind of everyday use, so pottering around reasonable distances, is a B7ES. The reason I'm running a B8ES is because I do longer trips a lot more often, and perhaps touring, and a B8ES runs a little bit cooler, so it's better for when you're riding at slightly higher speeds for longer periods of time perhaps. You can use a B6ES, but that's really only recommended if you are only doing little tiny trips, so just like you getting the bike out, once or twice a week and just popping to the shops and back or something, or just popping around to see a mate and back. So it's just lots of little tiny short distances, and then that can help. Okay, so just to explain a little bit more, I guess like an RT195 kit runs a fair bit hotter than a stock standard LI 150 barrel. So I guess the lower the number, the hotter the plug. The higher the number, the cooler the plug. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so just doing a little check on the plug. Mine here is running almost perfectly, but I think we could just do with checking the gap on it. So it's kind of biscuity brown. I'm not overly concerned with that, to be fair. But I think we'll put a new plug in, because this one's been over the Hard Knot Pass, Rhinos Pass and various other places so far. So we'll pop a new plug in, but this time what we're going to do is just check that feeler gauge and get the gap exactly right, and then hopefully that will like set the spark plug up perfectly. Right, so first off we have the brand new B8 ES NGK spark plug. So we'll just get that out of the box. Here it is. What we're going to need to do, because this is a BR8 ES, which is a resisted one, we need to get that little nipple thing off the top. So we'll go away and do that, and then we'll check the measurements, check the gauge. Okay, you'll have to excuse me because my neighbour's trimming his garden, but hey ho. Anyway, so to get the nipple off, what we're going to do here is just use a pair of pliers, give it a gentle nudge, and then you can undo that. That spark plug will now be quite happily accepted by the HT cap, the NGK HT cap on the scooter, and this nipple you need to make sure you keep in a very safe place. The RT195 manual states that your gap, the little gap here, so if I show you that little gap in there, is between 0.6 and 0.7 millimeters. Now you can try and do that by eye, and if you can, please put a note in the comments below on how you achieve that, because there's no way on God's earth I'm going to be able to do that. So I've got a feeler gauge, and that's a very simple thing to use. As you can see in there are shed loads of different width gauges. So all you've got to do is find the ones that are marked 0.6 to 0.7, and because I err on the side of caution, what I'm going to do is set my feeler gauge right slap bang in the middle, and if you can see that, slap bang in the middle to 0.65. Okay, so once you've found the gauge that is marked 6.5, so that's in here, feed that in there, and then with a light little nudge from your very subtle hammer, just close that gap up a little bit. Okay, and that is now nearly a perfect fit. We'll just give it one more little gentle bit of persuasion. Aha, and there you go. That's spot on now. Okay, so to get it back in, we just pop that spark plug HT cap off. Take your fresh spark plug and loosely wind that back into the cylinder head thread, and just get it finger tight. And once you've done that, just need to get your tool over the thread of the spark plug and just nip it a little bit. Remembering not to over tighten it, because if they get stuck in there good and proper, they is a bugger to get out. And then last job is to just push your HT cap back over the freshly installed spark plug and just keep shoving it until it's on good and proper. You'll hear it click as it slips onto the thread on the top of the spark plug. That's it. And there we go. Okay, so I've had to come back inside because it is just so bright out there. So why is that spark plug gap such an important thing? Well, three reasons really. The spark strength, the ignition reliability, and the efficiency of the combustion. So if the spark plug gap is too small, it will still spark, but the spark might be a little bit too weak. So what happens there is you could see perhaps a loss of power a fouled plug, so you might just notice when you do a quick plug chop that it's a little bit oily. Then conversely, if the gap is too big, you might get a stronger spark. That's if it fires up at all. But in that case, it will kind of consume more power from your voltage, and the end result of that is that under any sort of load you might notice the scooter misfiring. And even if not misfiring, you might find that it's just a little bit tougher to kick it over, particularly when it's cold. And in the worst case scenario, it might just cut out on you. Just to remind you, on an RT195 kit, the spec sheet definitely says that the gap should be between 0.6mm and 0.7mm. And as you saw, I've set mine to 0.65, so a happy medium on that. I'm hoping that'll be all good. Obviously, if you're setting your bike up using a different kit, not an RT195, you need to check the manufacturer's spec sheet to see what the gap should be, and you also need to check what spark plug you should be using. Please don't just rely on me and go out and buy 50,000 BAES spark plugs and think that you're sorted for life. So with the gap set within the tolerances of the manufacturer's recommendation, this should give me a better spark, better reliability, a spark which is strong enough to ignite the entirety of the fuel and air mixture, and of course greater reliability at higher RPMs. Little point of note, if you are running say a Varitronic or a vape ignition, there are occasions where you might be able to have that gap a little bit wider, but that's, you know, a little bit out of my comfort zone. So if I was going to set a vape or a Varitronic up on my scooter, I think what I would do is go and speak to a specialist and get them to set the gap properly and then tell me what it is so that I know going forward. And just remember, whatever brand of spark plug you choose to use, if you're running an RT195 kit, make sure that it's an ES, a long reach plug, and make sure that the thread is 19mm. Okay, so I'm sure you'll be able to find colour charts or guides online for spark plugs, but put it very, very simply, if your spark plug is white, then it's probably running too lean. If your spark plug resembles my barbecue Chinese style chicken on the barbecue in the summer, then it's probably running too rich. But if it's a nice sort of slightly dry biscuity brown, then you're spot on.
Okay, that just leaves me to give it a quick kick over and see whether it actually starts.
Okay, well that's how I check and change my spark plug. If you do yours differently, mention in the comments below. It's always interesting to hear from other people and how they go about solving these little problems. For those of you that's never done it before, I hope this gives you a little bit of self-confidence so you can just get out there and check your own spark plug. Anyway, I hope it's been helpful, and until next time, ride safe.